So, the most important thing when we chant the holy name and we are initiated, we do bhakti. Is it sufficient? Is there something beyond that? Yes. What is the qualification required? Where are we going wrong? Why is our heart not being transformed? We don't realize, we say we are initiated, we are chanting, but the heart is not changing. Why is the heart not changing? What is going wrong? I am going to read from a book, Tanadupi Sunechan. This is a shlok given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is the third shlok. Tanadupi Sunechan, Tarorupi Saishna, Amanina Mandin Kirtina Sada Hari. So what's the meaning of it? One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw of grass. In the state, one should be more tolerant than a tree. Divide off all sense of. Is it okay? I think it's low.
Low? No?
That was okay first. Hare Krishna. Divide off all sense of false prestige and should be ready to offer all respects to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of Lord constantly. So, what's the meaning of it? Tanadupi Sunechan, one should chant the holy name of Lord in a humble state of mind. Yani one should think himself to be the lowest of all the creatures. But here we see, when we were not initiated, we were humble, we were doing service, we didn't have much pride. But after taking initiation, for a few months, we were all okay. But after a certain time, we started developing pride. Oh, I have become a great devotee. There is nobody like me. Then we start looking down on others. We start insulting others. Who has given you the authority to look down on others? This pride leads to downfall. Even if you are initiated, so what? It is the mercy of the Lord that He has accepted you. And if you develop pride, the greatest enemy of bhakti is pride, abhiman. The Lord can withdraw His mercy and we can fall down. Okay, there may be people who may have weaknesses. Having weakness is one thing. But they don't have discipline. They accept the weaknesses. I can have certain weaknesses, okay. She can have certain weaknesses, he can have certain weaknesses, okay. Weakness having and accepting that I have weakness and trying to improve is a very great thing. Rather than having pride, we don't even admit. We think we are the greatest devotees. We try to look down on others. We try to insult others. This is not bhakti at all. This will lead to your downfall. The more bhakti you do, the more devotion you do, you should become humble. It means you are not associating with a high class of devotee. You are not reading books of higher Vaishnavas. If you read the book of Chaitanya Charitamrita, if you read the character of Sanatana Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Haridas Thakur, Rup Goswami, and then you will find the amount of devotion they have. I don't have even 1% of it. Then you will become humble. If you don't sit in the katha, how will you realize where you are going wrong? People just come, they don't sit, they don't listen. The mind is going everywhere. They don't want to hear, they don't want to admit. Admittance is the first thing. Yes, I have weaknesses, but deceit, kapat is a very bad thing. One should not have kapat. He projects himself something else. He's something inside, he projects himself something else. Only when one thinks, I am the lowest of all, then a person can develop power tolerance. If somebody tells him, you are a third class, you are a rascal, you are a useless person, donkey, you have no brains. If he really is humble, he will say, yes, Prabhu, what you are saying is right. He said, yes, I have less brains, I have no brains. In fact, actually I have no brains at all. I am full of anarthas, he will admit. But this is only possible when you associate with very high Vaishnava and you read the characters of high Vaishnava, then you realize where you stand. And if he gets agitated, oh, how can you tell me I am going to fight? It means there is no power of tolerance. You have not even taken one step in bhakti. Just by taking initiation, you have just entered a school. You have to study for 10 years, then you pass your matriculation. 10 years, 11 years, whatever you study, then you pass your school. You have just come inside. That does not mean that you have crossed the school, you have finished the school level. No, you have to do sadhana. If your people after 20 years are fine, they are still in the Kanishta, not even Kanishta, because they are lower than the Kanishta Adhikaris. Why? Because they have no attraction to the holy name. They have no love for God. Why they don't have? Because they don't associate with, they don't hear Hari Katha. And if you don't hear, how will your heart change? They have no humility. On the contrary, they move around with pride. Just because if I give up onion garlic, if he is not able to give up, it's not a big thing. So what if he has not given up? Okay, if he is taking non-veg, so what? What is the problem? If he is taking alcohol, okay, that's okay. He realizes he will give up slowly. Help him. Help him to chant Hari Katha. Help him to chant Hari Nam. And the Krishna will give him mercy. But don't have pride and look down on others, because you will fall down first and that person can still be elevated because he is more humble than you. Oh, you are doing this, so I will not take prasadam. You are doing this, I will not come down. What nonsense is this? Vaishnava doesn't teach us this. It teaches us to be humble. Are we that great? What was our past if you go to see? We were all degraded people, including myself. Somebody tolerated us, accepted us. Why can't we tolerate and accept people? Tell me. Who has given you the authority to look down on others? Are we coming here to see faults in others? Are we coming here to criticize others? Is this Vaishnavism? This is not Vaishnavism. You are not a Vaishnava at all. You are an actor. By just wearing dhoti, kanthi and tilak, you are just an actor. You pretend as a Vaishnava, but you are not Vaishnava. If there is no change of heart, the change of heart is the most important thing. We give only preference to external things. What about your heart? Why do you not change it? Because you are not chanting properly. And if you are chanting, you are prone, you are looking, criticizing others, you are seeing faults in others. How can you change? How can you improve? Tell me. The way we talk, as if we are born Vaishnava, we are elevated state, and others are all useless. We were worse than them. We still don't admit that we have weaknesses. We pretend that we are great Vaishnava. At least people are admitting I have weaknesses. They are on a better level than what we are. If I do Harinam, I have pride of Hari. Oh, I am doing so many rounds. If I do Hari Katha, I have pride of Hari Katha. If I do Kirtan, I have pride of Hari Kirtan. Everything we have pride. This is not Vaishnava quality. Humility is the first thing. That's why associate with the higher Vaishnava. Read the literatures of our Vaishnavas. Then you will realize. Read the pastimes of Bharat. See how much humility he had. You know what Bharat used to. What was his behavior? You can't even imagine. Bharata didn't want to even walk on the ground. Why he didn't want to walk on the ground? He said, I want to walk on my head. Why? Because my Lord Ram was walking on this ground and I am a servant. How can I be equal to him? I must walk on my, because wherever the Vaishnava, the Guru's feet are there, the disciple head should be there. And my Prabhu has walked on this ground. How can I walk on this ground? I must walk on my head. See, that was a humility. And when he came back from Chitrakoot to Ayodhya, he constructed a hut. Why? He dug the ground and sat down. Why he dug the ground and sat below the ground? He said, my Prabhu is sitting on this ground. I am a servant. I should be on the lower position. That was not, it was natural from him. We are not asking you to imitate him, but I am asking you, that is humility. You should read this pastime, then you will realize where you stand and how humble these devotees were. How humble the devotees were. That is why they got the mercy of Lord. Angad, when they had come to Ayodhya from Lanka, Angad was told to go, asked to go back to their respective position since the Ram Abhishek had taken place, the Abhishek was over. Angad has so much of love for the Lord. He didn't want to leave Lord. He was totally surrendered. But why did the Lord not keep him? What mistake did he commit? First he says, I will do, मैं नीची सी नीची सेवा करूंगा, यानी I will do all maybe high or low सेवा I will do. So Prabhu said, you still differentiate between higher seva and lower seva? Seva is seva, service is service. In service you do not discriminate between higher and lower. If I tell you to press my feet, you say high seva. If I tell you clean the bathroom, you say lower seva. I say pick up the slipper, lower. Service is service where there is no high discrimination between high and low. Because you have discrimination, I will do this service and I will not do service. You are not fit to stay with me. So what was the second fault, mistake he committed? He had intense love for Lord. He had very intense. Lord even embraced him. He had intense, but did not keep him with him. Hanuman is hundreds and times far superior and better to Sugriv. Not even hundred, thousands of times. What does Hanuman do? He prostrates himself as for Dandavat to Sugriv and asks permission from Sugriv, can I stay with the Lord? Are bhaiya, he is a sannyasi, he is a grasta. Why are you offering obeisances to a grasta? Normally we see a grasta offering obeisances to a sannyasi, never a sannyasi offering obeisances to a grasta. But Hanuman has so much of humility, he is offering obeisances to Sugriv. Why? Because he is the Sakha of Lord and I am a servant. He is superior to me. See, that is his humility. Do we have this humility? Secondly, unless he gives permission, how can I serve the Lord? While Angad had the superiority complex that I am superior to, why should I take permission? And Hanuman had that humility. That is why Hanuman could stay with Lord Ram and Angad had to go back in spite of. Then while he was going, he requested Hanuman, please tell Ram about me. Offer my dandavats. Tell him I am offering my praise and dandavats to you. And when Hanuman speaks to Lord, then tears come from the Lord's eyes. And without the mercy of the higher Vaishnava, you will never get the Lord. You have to have this humility. I am giving you this example to prove how humble we should be. But we all have pride. I am a Vaishnava. What Vaishnava are we? Tell me. You cannot tolerate anything, even small things happen, you start to fight. What is this a quality of a Vaishnava? This is not a quality of a Vaishnava. Only when you think yourself to be lowest, then you can consider yourself Vaishnava. Then we should give respect to others, but not expect any respect in returns. Oh, he did not offer me pranams. He didn't talk to me. Oh, he that we start criticizing. It's okay, he must have not have noticed. Even if he didn't, what is the problem? If he didn't call you. Why do you expect that people should offer pranams to you? Why do you expect people should call you? Why you want all these things? It means you have no craving for the Lord. You have no desire to attain the Lord. That is why you are stuck up with all the desires. If you had craving for the Lord, you would have mood of separation, you had felt, would have cried for the Lord and chanted His glories and been absorbed in the pastime of the Lord. These things would have not even bothered. It does not matter who offers pranams to me, who does not, who looks, it does not make a least difference. But, oh, I went, she didn't talk to me, he didn't talk to me, he didn't say Hare Krishna to me, what nonsense is this? This is the behavior we are supposed to do. This is not Vaishnava etiquette. We just memorize the shlokas by heart, but we have no realization of the shloka because we do not associate with a higher Vaishnava. We do not hear. We think by reading, by memorizing the shloka, I have become a great Vaishnava, which is a very, very wrong thing. And at the same time, you have to chant the holy name because this quality will come. कीर्तना अमाने मा कीर्तन सदा हरि, by कीर्तन सदा लगातार यानी continuous chanting doing kirtan, only with this come in your heart. You cannot say these four qualities will come and then I will do bhajan. This is what is said, but actually our acharya say by doing continuous bhajan these four qualities will come, and if they are not coming, means there is something wrong with us, because Mahaprabhu cannot speak wrong. We are committing some offense here, or we don't want to change. The problem is we don't want to change. That's a separate thing. So, do not look down upon others. That is not Vaishnavism. Help others. Suppose, I have seen people after initiation, after 10 years, they have fallen down. I have seen, oh nice, it happens because of the purva sanskars or bad association, they fall down. If he realizes he has committed mistake, lend your hand to help him to come out and thank Krishna, you are so merciful to me that you protected me from Maya and you prevented me from falling down. Even I could have fallen down. Don't look down upon him, don't criticize him. Oh, you deserve this, very good you have fallen. No, that is not the way. Because tomorrow the mercy of the Lord can be removed, we can be in a worse situation. Give him a hand, help him, never mind, start again. We all need affection, we all need mercy. Why can't we give the same thing to others? Why can't we give the same thing to others? Tell me. This is Srimad Mahaprabhu's most important teaching. Srila Kaviraj Goswami has written, make a garland of this verse, place it around your neck and then do Hari Bhajan. That is real Hari Bhajan, when these four qualities have come in our heart. And without the association, without chanting continuously, without hearing Hari Katha, this quality will not come. You have to associate, you have to read books, you have to chant, then only this quality will come. Weakness is not a sign of God, you will not get mercy. You can have weakness, but if you accept, you want to change, you will still get full mercy of the Lord. But people who are playing, who have kapat in the heart, who have deceit in the heart, they show themselves as something where they are not. They will never get mercy, even 50 years they spend in Harinam, because they have kapat in the heart. Simplicity is Vaishnavism. If you cannot be simple, you are not a Vaishnava. Oh, we should be crooked nowadays. If you have no faith in the Lord will protect you, so you are not a Vaishnava. Why should a Vaishnava be crooked? Tell me. Why should he be crooked? Simplicity is Vaishnavism. If you are not simple, you are not a Vaishnava at all. Otherwise, you cannot do Krishna bhajan. Mahaprabhu himself was practicing this in the life and teaching it to others. He was not only speaking theoretically through Mahaprabhu, though Mahaprabhu is in the Supreme Lord, he paid obeisances to sannyasis and sat down where the people were washing their feet for our instructions. He went in the assembly of the sannyasi, and Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He should be given where he said, where you wash your vessels or wash your foot, there he said. See, the Supreme Person is accepting, in the mood of a devotee, he is accepting such a low position. And we, oh, I did not get place to sit, I didn't get a respect, I didn't get this, I didn't get that, I should be given this chair. What are we for? Where is humility? Tell me. Why are you getting upset? Whatever is available, accept it. We go to the dham, we go to motto, I want a bed, I want this, I cannot sleep down, I cannot do that. That is not bhakti. You should be able to adjust in all circumstances. A person who cannot adjust himself, he cannot be a Vaishnava if he cannot adjust himself. This is another point here in the 9th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Krishna has said, Mam Namaskar, pay obeisances to me. Krishna is to be paid obeisances. Krishna is to be worshipped by one and all. When he comes as Srimad Mahaprabhu, though Krishna himself, he is being obeisances. Because he has now come as a devotee, as an ideal teacher, an ideal acharya. The acharya does not speak theoretically. He sets perfect example by practicing this principle in his own life. Hanuman, the most dear devotee of the Lord, incarnation of Shiva, he is offering obeisance to Krishna. You can't imagine that this is possible. Mahaprabhu is offering obeisance, the Supreme Person Godhead. Why can't we offer respect or forget obeisance? At least talk nicely to others or talk respectfully to others. Why do we have to look down and criticize others? Who has given you the authority? What do we think we are? Are we elevated devotees? 1 second it will take for us to fall down. The definition of an acharya that he is well conversant with Shastra, Tattva and practically implements the principle of scripture in his own life. Acharya is what? Through acharan. He shows people through his acharan how to do. If I speak high stuff and when after that I go do nonsensical things, no, my words will not have effect on you. Nobody will follow me. Only when I follow as it is can my words be effective. If I don't chant, I tell you chant, you will never chant. It will never be effective at all. To make others do something, you have to take this in your own life. You have to take up chanting, you have to take up bhakti, you have to become humble yourself. Then you can, then what you speak will have effect on others. Then secondly, people must also accept, yes, these are my fault. Don't say, oh, today's katha was meant for him, katha was meant for him, katha meant for him. Katha is meant for all of us. We all have the same problem. Not a single soul, including myself, can say we don't have this problem. We have to hear katha is for myself. I have to change. Don't try to change others. Try to change your own self. Whatever they find, Guru works and Krishna is responsible for them. You are not responsible for them. So don't criticize, don't look down, and don't try to change others. Help others. That is help others. We don't help. We try to look down on others. So that is again wrong. Helping is a separate thing and looking down is another thing. So acting as an added pair of obeisances to everyone, thereby teaching that one should consider oneself more insignificant than the straw in the street. Thus he sat down at the place where the people washed their feet rather than go and sit on the pandal with the other sannyasis, demonstrating practically the principle of Dinadupi Sunichen. Because a Vaishnava never consider himself a Vaishnava. He says, all are greater than me. But what we think? Nobody is as equal to me, greater to forget, nobody is equal to me. How can we be a Vaishnava? Vaishnava, he serves others. He doesn't take, oh, I am a Vaishnava, I should sit, you should all serve me. This is not Vaishnavism. If you are a real Vaishnava, you will be humble, you will serve everyone without taking service from anyone. We have come in this world to serve, not to take service. We have to remember this. Don't think yourself to be too great. Oh, you should all serve me. I am in an exalted position. No. It means your bhakti is very, very low because for the initial stages, little bhajan you do, you can have pride. But when you go deep in bhakti, there humility starts. This shows on what level you are, why you are not becoming humble, why your heart is not changing. This shows. Because you are not going deeply, you just want to remain superficial, just run 2-4 rounds, that's okay. Why should you chant more and do nonsense here? Do not associate with, do not read, do not chant. How are you going to have improvement? Just by taking medicine, you don't get cure, you have to eat medicine. We have taken medicine, but we are not eating. Who is going to chant? Is the Guru going to chant for you? No, you have to do chanting for your own self. You have to hear Hari Katha to maintain your chanting. You have to hear Hari Katha to know your faults, where you are going wrong. And try to improve. Accept, yes, I have this fault and try to improve. Are we doing that? This is Vaishnava. Vaishnava is never disrespectful to anyone. What to speak of a sannyasi? If a Vaishnava disrespects, if he is upset for small minor things, then he is not a Vaishnava. Why? Oh, why did they do this? So what did it? It's like, okay, people are weak, things will happen. Accept it, tolerate it. This is very important. No, I cannot tolerate. Then you are not a Vaishnava. People are afraid to speak this way, but I will speak very bluntly and boldly because this is what is Vaishnavism. We have to become Vaishnavas. Shri Chaitanya Prabhu taught Amanya Mande that one should always be respectful to others without demanding respect in return. Krishna is present in the heart of every living practice Paramatma, and in the Gita he has said, Mak Namaskar, pay obeisances to me. Obeisances are paid only to Krishna Therefore, because Krishna is present in every living entity as Paramatma, what harm is there when we pay obeisances? You are not paying obeisance to the body. It is a Paramatma in the heart that we are paying obeisances. When you pay obeisance to me, you are not paying to my body. It is a Krishna in the heart whom you are paying obeisances. One should, oh, I am such a big, all are offering obeisance. No, they are offering to Krishna who is in the heart, not to you, not to the body. We should have this consciousness that even if a dog is there, you can pay obeisances. Even if to a elephant or anybody, even to an ant, you can offer obeisance. But that consciousness comes very slowly, where you see a lot everywhere. That comes a lot of sadhana. One has to do intense bhajan, not little bhajan, intense bhajan to get that consciousness. Mahaprabhu teaches Aman Mande in pay respects to one and all. Thus he paid obeisances to sannyasis even though they are offenders at the lotus feet of Krishna. This is Mahaprabhu's own statement. Why did he pay obeisances to aparadhis? He paid obeisances because we're teaching by example. Here in the purpose of Prabhupada is written, Vaishnava must not be disrespectful to anyone, to say nothing of a sannyasi. What is an actual meaning of a sannyas? Except Radha and Krishna, nothing in the world should attract me. That is actual sannyas. It is not a change of dress that makes you a sannyasi. These are external. But if your heart is not changed, you are not a sannyasi. The gopis are the high sannyasi because except Krishna, nothing attracted them. We are attracted to food, we are attracted to clothes, we want to roam, we want this, we want that. Where is the sannyas? Tell me. You want everything. Actually, you don't speak about the Supreme Person God Krishna. You do not speak on Harinam. You speak of eating, roaming, clothes, everything, and you talk nonsense. That is not a that you are a sannyasi. You have to be from a heart. We give always importance to externality, not to the heart. First change your heart. Dress can follow later on. Vaishnava must not be disrespectful to anyone, to say nothing of a sannyasi. Vaishnava know the tattva. They know that Krishna is Paramatma in everyone's heart. Therefore, they pay obeisances to one and all, and those pranams are only paid to Krishna as Paramatma, not to the body. So when you offer obeisances, there is no harm. You can offer to another with this conception that I am offering to Krishna who is present in his heart as Paramatma, not to the dead body. That is what we should understand. What harm is there? This is our Vaishnava etiquette. Therefore, we offer respects to devotees. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just like desire trees. They fulfill the desire of everyone and they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Yes, Vancha Kalpato Vaisha, Kripa Sindhu Vaisha, Pati Tana Par, they can give whatever you want. The devotees are very powerful. They are empowered by the Lord. But he should be actually in character, in his acharan. Then the Lord manifests in his heart. If you have love for the Lord will manifest in your heart. That is why I say, Tumhare Hriday Govinda Vishram, in the heart of the devotee Govind resides. He can give Krishna to you, not anyone else. You cannot get by your own endeavor. Impossible. You can do sadhana, but unless the higher authorities are pleased, our acharyas are pleased, then they will recommend and then mercy will flow. You cannot say by my own endeavor I will get. Nothing comes by own endeavor. Our endeavor is 1%. Only 99% is mercy flowing. Don't be proud of your endeavor. Oh, I do this, I do that. Nothing. I walk barefoot, I don't eat, I sleep on the floor. Nothing has got to do. It is your humility, your love and attraction for the holy name that attracts Krishna to you. Nothing else. You don't have to trouble your body. Hiranyakashipu did severe austerities. Ravan did, Kans did. But has you seen any devotee doing? No, they are only glorifying the Lord. Why do you give trouble to your body? You have to just glorify the Lord, sing His, chant His name. What is the difficulty? This is the simplest to attain love. When you have love, you don't have to think of Him. You cannot forget Him when you develop love. oh, my mind is not going, that's why I should not do bhajan. No, that is wrong. You glorify him, you speak about him, you read about him, you chant in him. When you, when suppose this room is closed for 10 years, and when you open the room, it looks clean, but when you start cleaning the room, dust starts coming. There is dust, so you sneeze, water flows from your nose. Similarly, when you chant, the dust, we have started cleaning our heart. So that's why all bad thoughts will come. You see, then you realize how dirty my heart is. Oh, my heart is very clean. People say my heart is very... This is the proof. When you start chanting, all the worst thoughts come in your mind. Your heart is so dirty, that is why they're coming. But do you stop cleaning just because you have to sleep? You keep cleaning. In one day it doesn't get clean. In 5-6 days it gets clean. So continuous chanting will cleanse your heart. If you stop, then the dirt will again settle. The bad thoughts are coming. It means the dust is being cleansed from your heart. Don't worry if it is all that. It means this is a sign that you are progressing. We pay respect to all Vaishnava without consideration whether one is senior or junior. This is our Vaishnava etiquette. What do you mean he is junior or senior? Oh, I am initiate for 20 years, I am senior, he is initiate for 2 years, he is junior. No. It is not the years. The amount of humility, love and attraction determines seniority. Not the number of years. Don't be proud of the number of years. Oh, I have been in for 30 years, 40 years, I am such a great Vaishnava. No. If you do not have humility, you are not initiated also. You are not understood the meaning of initiation. You are not a devotee still because you are having pride. A student can fail in first standard for 10 years. Does he become senior? Because he has failed for 10 years, he can say, 10 years I have been in first standard, I am such a senior. That's a very simple thing. He should be in the 10th standard by now. Why he is in the first standard after 10 years also? He is not senior at all. So what is seniority? Humility, love and attraction to the holy man determines the seniority. The more you have, you are really senior, not those people who are having pride for 20 years of past from initiation, I am senior. That is no qualification for seniority. You are a Vaishnava and your wife is a Vaishnavi. So when you get up from your bed in the early morning, pay obeisances to your wife. Yes. Why not? She is also a Vaishnava. She is also chanting holy name. She is doing all the work. Why? What is the harm in offering obeisances? Why we have pride? Oh, she should offer respect to me. I will not. She should serve me. We are to serve everyone, not take service from others. The wife should also think that way. Husband should think that way. We should serve all are greater than we. Then you become a Vaishnava. If a husband out of pride, oh, I am a husband, she should listen, she is on my control, and she should do this and that, and I will just sit on the bed and do nothing. That is nonsense. You are not a Vaishnava. If you cannot respect your wife, if you cannot offer obeisances to her, because Krishna has sent you, she belongs to Krishna, not to you. He has sent you in the house to help you in your bhajan. You do have no right to misuse that independence. And the wife should also think that way. Krishna has arranged to send as a husband to help me in my bhajan. I have no right to misuse that independence. So she should offer respect to him and serve him, and he should offer respect and serve her, and not sit with pride on the bed. Oh, I am not going to do anything. I have done my office. Now you should take care of me and talk arrogantly with her. Who has given you the right to speak arrogantly to her? Is this Vaishnavism? This is not Vaishnavism. If you cannot give respect and talk respectfully to others. समझा रही है? What happened, Prabhuji? What happened? Very heavy? No.
Getting his wife, second to pranam. Second to pranam.
Get his wife.
Go get his wife. Second to pranam.
Hammering is good. Hammering is good. Relationship is good. You want to keep hammering. Sledgehammer.
If I don't speak the truth, people will be cheated, you know.
Very true, very true, very true, very true.
ऐसा कभी हो गया ना ढीठ हो गया अभी तक
क्या?
गर्मों से
तो उसको आदर दे, इज्जत दे. तो बात डंडे मारने को गाला करना क्या हो यार, बेस्ट होता है.
सही बात.
कुछ बोलिए डर के बैठ के
वो बेचारा सीधा साधा कोई बोलता नहीं. Yes, Prabhuji, what happened? All are running away, don't want to listen heavy topics. They are all scared.
It's not heavy, it's a reality. It's not heavy, it's a reality.
Now, Prabhuji, where is missing now?
Don't worry about Prashad. Everything is done.
So you are a Vaishnav and your wife is a Vaishnavi. So when you get up from a bed in the early morning, pay obeisances to your wife. There is no harm. Everybody belongs to Krishna. My wife belongs to Krishna. Krishna arranged to send her to me to help me in my bhajan. So I should be respectful to her and not disrespect her and treat her like a dirt. That is not Vaishnavism. Then I am not a devotee at all. And the wife should also think that way. The Krishna arranged this as a husband to me to help me in my devotion. So I should also serve him. Both should serve each other. That is real Vaishnavism. Pay obeisances to Paramatma. This is Amanya Mandin, showing respect to everyone and not expecting any respect ourselves. Okay, if I offer pranam to anybody, if I don't get, so what? So what if you don't offer pranam? There is no harm in it. Why do you expect? It means your mind is not with Krishna, your mind is in the material world, and you expect, it means you have not become Vaishnava. A Vaishnava is always absorbed in bhakti, he is always absorbed in the pastimes of the Lord. He is not even concerned what people are doing with him or what they are not doing.
Raghunath Das Goswami used to offer 2,000 obeisances
Yes.
in a day. In Vrindavan. 2,000. 2,000 obeisances to the devotees, Vaishnavas there in Vrindavan.
Now, where is Prabhuji gone? Now Shikha, now Prabhuji missing.
What is he doing?
Now, Mata, you don't go. Then he will have to again go to college.
He will come down.
He will come. Okay. So he is already a Vaishnava. He doesn't require this teaching.
He's probably sorting out something.
Okay. However, we also have a practical consideration when teaching. A real sadhu, saintly person, pay respect to one and all because he never paying obeisances to the body. He is paying obeisances to the Paramatma, Krishna Adhishthan Jani in the heart. To teach practically in public, we pay obeisance to those who are superior to us. We do not pay obeisance openly to those who are junior to us. We offer them respect in the mind. In the heart, we have to be humble, offer obeisances, never consider yourself to be superior to anybody. A real sadhu, saintly person acts like this. Before you have paid obeisances to him, he has already paid respect to you in his mind. Okay, out of etiquette in front of public, he may not offer you, but he has already paid you in your mind. Because we do not understand a sadhu, we do not know who is a sadhu, we want to see a sadhu and test him. With your material intelligence, how can you recognize a sadhu? You cannot recognize sadhu. On the contrary, sadhu can be recognized through the ears when you hear Hari Katha from him. When you hear Hari Katha, when you feel the change of heart, you have humility, love and attraction, then he is a real sadhu to you. If these three things you are not getting after hearing Katha, then he is not a real sadhu. He is supposed to connect you to God. He is supposed to develop love in your heart towards God. He is supposed to cut your material bondage. That is a sadhu. Do not try to see a sadhu. A sadhu sees everything. He knows. And if you are sincere, Krishna will send a true sadhu to you. And if you are not sincere, you will be cheated. People don't want people want to be cheated in the name of, okay, I am chanting, I can do this nonsense, I can do, nobody should stop me. You get such type of people you will get. But a real sadhu will tell you the fact and he will cut your bondage and help you progress. You can have weakness, no harm. A sadhu will help you by giving you katha and help you in chanting, and he will help you to overcome. He will never look down upon you. A sadhu who looks down upon you, oh, I am not going to come, I will not do this, you are having this and this, that is not a sadhu. A sadhu can go in a hut, he can sit on the footpath, he can sit anywhere and do Hari Katha. He does not need so many audience. Even one sincere audience is there, that is sufficient for him. One sincere person is there. You don't need a big crowd at all. Here Mahaprabhu publicly paid obeisances to the sannyasi because they are sannyasi in the purport Prabhupada Maharaj has written. A Vaishnava must not despise anyone to say nothing of a sannyasi. This is Mahaprabhu teaching practically. Amanim Mandin, respect for all. When we write a letter to a Vaishnava, we first say, please accept my obeisances. Whoever he or she may be, senior or junior, we pay our obeisances. This is Vaishnava etiquette. You are a Vaishnava and your wife is a Vaishnavi, she must be offered obeisances. What is the harm? This is Mahaprabhu teaching. Srila Prabhupada has written in his purport that those who desire to follow in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu must practice the matter or devotional life that he teaches. Only when we follow his teaching can we. On this slok, there is such a big book he written. Can you imagine what we know? What contains the depth the book is taking? You can't even imagine. On this one shloka this is written. And we recite the shloka, I am a devotee, I know this shloka. Have you realized knowing is one thing, realizing is another thing? Another story comes to my mind that Gaur Kishoda Babaji Maharaj taught us. Gaur Kishoda Babaji Maharaj was the spiritual master of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Paramhans Shiromani. Gaur Kishoda Babaji Maharaj was a Bhajananandi. He was never accepting disciple, but he had many followers who paid him respect. One of them was named Shambhu Babu. Shambhu Babu came to Gaur Kishoda Babaji Maharaj after his marriage and paid obeisances. The followers who were sitting there told Gaur Kishoda Babaji, Shambhu Babu has come here and is now married. Gaur Kishoda Babaji Maharaj said, it is very nice that Shambhu Babu is married. Then seeing me says, Shambhu Babu, you are a Vaishnava and your wife is a Vaishnavi, so you should serve her. A Vaishnava should serve other devotees of the Lord. If you have spoken to a wife, she will told her to serve everybody. Because he is speaking to a man, he is saying you serve everybody. It applies to both male and female. In this connection, I may tell you when Mahaprabhu stayed in Puri, every year the village of Kuligram would visit during Rath Yatra time and stay for 4 months of the rainy season. After Chaturmas, they would return to their home. The Grist villagers of Kuligram asked Mahaprabhu, what is our duty? So when they were going, this was what we were supposed to do. Mahaprabhu said, you should serve a Vaishnava, thereby Krishna will be worshipped, and always do Krishna Sankirtan. This is your duty. Serve Vaishnava, Krishna will be worshipped, because when you listen from a Vaishnava, you follow instruction, that is Krishna please, and then you can do Harinam, then you will be able to do Harinam. This is your duty. This is Vaishnava etiquette. A Vaishnava should serve other Vaishnavas, thereby Krishna will be very much pleased. Therefore, Gaur Kishoda Babaji said, Shambhu Babu, your wife is a Vaishnavi, so you should serve her. You should take remnants because she is a Vaishnavi. This is a very high level of consciousness. It's not easy. But see what our acharyas have set a standard and how we behave with our wives. This is the standard. Help her to become a Vaishnava. Make her a Vaishnava. That is our duty. That is Vaishnava etiquette. That means you should cook and serve a Vaishnava. Dandavat, please take. Vaishnavi Dandavat, please take. Gaur Kishoda Babaji Maharaj said this to Shambhu Babu. This is our Vaishnava teaching. If you can turn be on the fan.
AC.
We are not the body, we are spirit soul. Jiva Srup Haya Krishna Nitya Das. The real identity of the Jiva is that he is the eternal servant of Krishna. This is our identity. Who? We are soul, and soul is part and parcel of Lord. So we are servants of Krishna. This is our philosophy. When you accept a Vaishnava Guru and be initiated in the Panchratrika Vidhi, the purificatory ceremony takes place and you become a Vaishnava or a Vaishnavi. Thus a woman should be paid obeisances and a Vaishnava should serve her and take her. This is our Vaishnava etiquette. That system is still there when we perform the Vaishnava marriage. After today we are told, oh, you should try to control him, you should try to control your husband and don't listen to him, leave him and get out. You don't have to, we try to break the relationship. Oh, akad ke rehna, be arrogant, don't listen to him, he should listen to you, and the husband does the same thing. This is how houses are breaking, because there is no all selfish motive. Nobody has love, nobody wants to sacrifice. Love means sacrifice. When I love somebody, I want to give everything to him. When I love somebody, I'll forgive him even if he commits mistake. When I love him, I'll be compassionate. I will help him furthermore. This is all comes under love, because we have no love. Oh, why should I forgive? Why should I be compassionate? This is a problem. Then why should I? This is not Vaishnava at all. You don't have love, a trace of love in your heart. When you have no love, how will Krishna manifest in your heart? Where is Vaishnavism? This is not Vaishnavism at all. So develop love. Love is the most important thing. Hear more, chant more, read more. As a devotee, everything will be okay. After the marriage performed, the bride and the bridegroom, husband and wife, sit together and take Mahaprasad. The husband will take the remnants of his wife and the wife will take the remnants of the husband. Now why? Not as a ritual, because he thinks that she is a Vaishnavi and the wife will take, he is a Vaishnava, so I should take his remnants and she should also take, thinking that they are Vaishnava and it's a good fortune. It's not just a ritual, we put in a mouth. We should understand the concept behind it, the philosophy behind it, then our consciousness will change. We just don't understand any katha, we just do because we are supposed to do. You put in a mouth, she'll put in a mouth and then we clap and I'll take photograph. But what is the concept behind it? What is the concept? She is a Vaishnavi. It's my good fortune I'm getting, that prasad I'm getting offered to Krishna and eaten by Vaishnava. And she also think the same way. Oh, he's a Vaishnava, I'm getting the remnants. They both help each other. This is our concept of marriage. Not, only you should take mine and I will not take because I'm superior to you. That is not Vaishnavism. That pride should be destroyed. We also insist that the Vaishnava, the wife should pay obeisance to her husband as soon as they get up early in the morning. Both should pay obeisance to each other by chanting this mantra: Vancha kalpato vesha kripa sindhu vesha patitanam pavane vaishnava nama nama. This is Vaishnava etiquette. We do this. You should do it too. Even if you have not become a Vaishnava, if you are not initiated, but you are following, this is as good as being a Vaishnava. I teach this to all my disciples, and you may ask the married disciple couples. I have explained this here because the topic came up. This is how Mahaprabhu has taught us Amanya Manade. He sat down at the place where the people washed their feet. Though he is the supreme personality of Godhead, there are many Shastric proof, Vedic proof that Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. If there is no Vedic proof, one cannot become the Lord. Prabhupada said those who declare themselves God and those who accept such rascals as God are all rascals. Today, every lake you will find some incarnation, he calling himself God. That is nonsense. It has to be, Vedic proof has to be there. It is mentioned in the scripture, whatever avatars are taking place.
They have islands.
And those who accept such rascals as God are all rascals without the backing of the Vedic scriptures. If you accept that way, they should be beaten with shoes. Still Mahaprabhu paid obeisances to such rascals because Krishna Adhishtan. This is practical teaching and Mahaprabhu is a practical because Krishna resides in the heart of everyone. Then he exhibited his opulence, Koti Surya, and the effulgence of millions of such emanated from the body. The sannyasis got up and stood in despair because Lord showed his opulence. Then he went where he was sitting and asked, please come and sit with us. Why are you sitting here? What did Mahaprabhu say to this? Mahaprabhu says, no. You are all great. I am very low. I did not befitting that I should sit with you. Then they forcibly brought him there. This is how Mahaprabhu has taught us. Though I am low, I am not fit to sit with you. This is what is humility. Oh, I should be given the highest position, I should be offered garland, people should run around me. This is not Vaishnavism. We are not a Vaishnava, we have all this quality in our heart. Change our heart. Although bereft, what's the time? Is it? Huh?
Till 9 it is.
Till 9, but what's the time now?
8:30.
8:30. Okay, half an hour I can speak.
Is everyone's okay?
Is it okay, Bhaiya? Bhai, don't feel offended. But this, because we are initiated, it is all meant for us. For me, this katha is meant for. I am telling my heart ki how lowly I am. I should change myself. I am not telling anybody of you. I want to change myself. because all are greater than me, all are superior. I offer my pranams to everybody. It is not out of really, I'm telling you, especially the Prabhuji and the Mataji are so humble. I feel ashamed कि after taking initiation, where is my position, where is his position, Mataji? They are so humble and loving. I cannot imagine. I wish I had this humility in my heart. I wish I had this humility. That the way they both have. It's amazing, amazing that what they have. All the bereft of riches, fallen from his original position, defeated and arrested by enemies, rebuked and dusted by relatives and friends, although suffering the pain of being bound, and although rebuked and cursed by spiritual master, Bali Maharaj, being fixed in this vow, did not give up his truthfulness. It was certainly with pretension that I spoke about religious principle, but he did not give up religious principle, for he stood to his word. Bali Maharaj was told by his Guru Shukracharya that he is Vaman, is Supreme Vishnu. This is what he was told. So you do not give. He didn't listen. He was cursed. He was insulted by everybody, rebuked. He didn't waver. He didn't waver at all. Because he knew the principle of religion is to surrender to the Supreme Lord. When the Lord is present, why should I care for anything? If a Guru does not allow you to surrender to Vishnu, give up the Guru, but Vishnu is never to be is always to be surrendered. Shukracharya, he gave up Shukracharya, but he did not give up Vishnu service. Bali Maharaj passed the severe test put before him by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is a further proof of the Lord's mercy towards a devotee. The Supreme Personality of Godhead sometimes puts a devotee to severe tests that are almost unbearable. It is not necessary our bad karmas are coming. The Lord wants to give the highest thing, but are you ready to accept it? He is trying to test you. If are you ready to accept how humble He wants to see you, how much you can tolerate, He will give you the highest. If you can tolerate it, there is nothing like it. A person who consumes lowly, only he can tolerate. Otherwise, no, I will not, I cannot tolerate. You can tolerate. Who are you? I will reply to him. We use our intelligence to look down, to insult, to humiliate others. If we are serving anger, we are serving hatred. But then you cannot serve Krishna. When you serve Krishna, you cannot serve hatred and anger, because to serve hatred and anger, I must see a bad quality, I should remember them, then hatred and anger will come, then means I must forget Krishna, it means I must forget Krishna. If I have to remember Krishna, how can I remember your bad quality? How can I have hatred and anger towards you? When I will be full of love, even if you committed bad toward me, when you come in front of me, I will speak to very lovingly. Or she will say, oh, she behaved so badly with you. Why are you remembering? Why are you diverting me from Krishna? Why are you remembering me of a bad deed? Why don't you help me remembering Krishna more? On the contrary, I will slap her for diverting me from Krishna and telling me about the bad deeds of that person. You should have helped me to remember Krishna. You are taking away my attention from Krishna and speaking about it nonsense what she has done. What do I do then if she has done? If that person X, Y, Z has done, then it's okay. And I will treat with the same respect with everyone, because when they love, you treat with respect and respect everybody. We cannot respect anyone because we have no love in our heart. We only want respect, but we cannot give because there is no love in our heart. So it is not necessary, your karmas will come, but it can be Krishna's wish also to see, are you ready to take the love which I want to give you? The Supreme Person Godhead sometimes puts a devotee tests that are almost unbearable. One could hardly even live under the condition forced upon by Bali Maharaj. That Bali Maharaj endured that all these severe tests and austerities is the mercy of the Supreme Lord. When you are put in hardship, it means what? You are being purified. You should see in that way. It is Krishna's mercy. I was supposed to rot in hell, but Krishna mercifully gives me this suffering because He does not want me to go to hell. He says, suffer here a bit because I am going to take you back to Godhead. So our devotee see as a mercy, you are purifying me. Oh Prabhu, what is I am chanting sins, I am cutting problem, I am doing this sins, I am still, I am cutting this, I am not going to chant. That is not how a devotee sees. He sees everything as a mercy flowing from the Lord. My purification is going on. Okay, you can put me in worse condition, but I will not forget you. That is real love. We have to show love to Krishna, not by words, through deeds, through our acharan. We have to show our love to Krishna. if you have to speak anything to help me, you can always speak. It's not that I am speaking because you also quite realize I will like you to also speak if it helps people in bhajan. I request you, please you can stop me.
You would like to hear from me?
रोरी आप कुछ बोलना चाहोगे?
No, no.
The Lord certainly appreciates the devotee's forbearance and is recorded for the future glorification of the devotee. He sees how much he is tolerating because the amount of problems Prahlad faced, do we face that many problems the way Prahlad has faced? He did not give up bhakti. That's why till today we sing his glories. We are not facing the problem Prahlad faced. We are facing nothing insignificant compared to what Prahlad faced. And we are giving up bhakti. Then why will you get mercy? Did Prahlad say, ki bhai, you are giving me so much difficulty, I am not going to? No. He accepted all as a mercy of God because nothing happened without the wish of Allah. The Lord wants to see whether I will still maintain my bhajan or no. Whether still I will be able to maintain my bhajan or no. He is testing me. He is testing my patience. And I have to be patient. Yes. So I pass the test. If I am not patient, I keep on grumbling. People always tend to grumble. Prabhuji, what to do? This is happening, that is happening. It means they are not devotees. A person who is remorse or always sad, it means he is not a devotee because a devotee is always thinking of the Lord and is always cheerful. If he is not cheerful, it means he is not a devotee. He is attached to so many things and things are not happening the way he wants. Means his heart is given to the material world, not to Krishna. That's why things are not happening as per him. So he is angry, and when they happen as per him, he becomes happy. So he is suffering from under happiness and sadness. But when his heart is in Krishna, he is always blissful. Whatever happens, he is not bothered. Let people pray me, let people insult me, he is not bothered. He is always blissful. So we have to rise above happiness and distress and become blissful by being absorbed in Krishna. We have to rise above happiness and distress, and that is only possible when we are absorbed in Krishna. We are always blissful. And when you meet, devotees are always blissful. They talk so nicely. They encourage. When they meet, I feel so happy. I feel like coming. And then come from devotee. Oh Prabhuji, see what's the point in taking initiation? I have this problem, that one. It means you have no katha. You have no actual devotee. So you are still in zero. You are just admit even after 20 years. You are just in the KG class. You are not even in the first standard. If you have in the heart, you are this condition is. You are not advanced at all. The Lord is so kind to his devotee that when severely testing him, the Lord gives him the necessary strength to be tolerant and continue to remain a glorious devotee. He gives the strength. Yes, bhajan gives you the strength to tolerate. He will make you glorious. In the future, the generation will sing your glories. The Lord wants your glories to be sung. He says, see, in spite of difficulty, he was determined to me. That's why he got the highest position. This is what has been done to Prahlad. This is what has been done to Bali Maharaj. That's why we read Vaman Avatar, Bali Maharaj's character, we read Prahlad Charitra. Why we read? To get inspiration. They are not histories, they are all related to us. The Supreme Lord himself said, this is a test. Bali Maharaj had a very elevated position in the material world. He had conquered the universe. He possessed all the opulences, riches and wealth of the three worlds. But he was to lose it all. He fell down from his original position and was defeated, arrested by enemies, rebuked and deserted by relatives and friends, because nothing is permanent. Jet Airways, the owner had 125 aircraft. Today there is no aircraft. Century Mill, one of the biggest mill in Asia, used to be. Today there is no mill. Nothing remains permanent. Everything keeps changing in this material world. Big companies, today they are not existent. They were one of the best in the world. Today not existent. What has happened? Position changes overnight. You never know. You never be the same. So never be proud of your position where you are. Be humble. Accept mercy as everything. And Bali Maharaj had to give up everything. The emperor of the world. They gave him so much suffering and pain. He was bound by Varun Pash, the ropes of Varun. He was cursed by spiritual master and still did not give up his truthfulness. No, I have taken a vow to give 3 pieces of land to Vaman, so I will give him only all the spiritual master forbade him to do. He didn't listen to his spiritual master. Whereas Shastra say you should Guru words you should be listened. But if the Guru does not allow you to surrender to Krishna, then you do not accept it. The Guru is supposed to help you to surrender to Krishna and not take you away from Krishna. Now Prahlad, his father words our son should accept. But Prahlad did not follow the instruction of father because he prevented from doing Vishnu Bhakti. He is a big devotee. Vibhishan did not follow the instruction of his elder brother Ravan. And still he is considered devotee because he came to the Lord. And Bharat did not accept the instruction of his mother to accept the land. He went to serve Ram. That's why he is a devotee. She said, accept. He said, if it was mine, I would accept. Everything in this world belongs to the Lord. Why should I accept his thing and then show pride? Oh, I have given up. What was you that you gave up? What was in the material of yours that you gave up? We have pride. Oh, I donated this. There was nothing that belongs to. Everything belongs to the Lord. We are offering the Lord's things to the Lord, and we are valuing pride. I am giving. Your son takes $10 for me, buy something for you, and say, I brought a gift. It was your money. He gave you. What is the big thing? But because you have loved your son, you feel happy. Oh, my son has given me $10. He brought a gift for me. So similarly, Lord sees how much love he has for me. That is the how he reciprocates. But don't have the pride. This was mine and I have given. Nothing in this world belongs to you. It is by mercy you are staying wherever you are. The Lord has given you. He can take away anytime. One sickness can come, one overnight situation can change, everything can be taken away. So it is just mercy. As long as it is with us, it is just mercy and nothing else. One should not be proud of any position, any situation. He did not break a promise to give 3 paisa land to the Supreme Lord. Lord Vamandev appeared as a dwarf brahmachari, having small stature, and then he had tiny feet. He asked Bali Maharaj for 3 pieces of land, as he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He expanded himself and became huge. With his 2 tiny feet, he covered all the land and space in the 3 worlds and took away everything Bali possessed. The Supreme Lord tried to prove that Bali was not truthful, that Bali could not keep his promise, but Bali was fixed in resolve. Then the Lord said, now I have taken everything from you with 2 steps. Is there any land or space that you can give me to place my 3rd step? Bali said, I have nothing left to give you. Then the Lord said, give me a place for my 3rd footstep. Where should I keep my 3rd footstep? Bali Maharaj had Kripa Siddhi, mercy from his grandfather Prahlad Maharaj, who is a Mahabhagavata, great devotee, therefore pure intelligence came to him. See, again, from his grandfather was a pure devotee, mercy comes from the devotees. Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, to those who are constantly devoted to me, I give the intelligence by which they can come to me. With constant bhajan is required, then Krishna gives the intelligence. Through his devotees or in the heart, he will give you the intelligence. But if you do not chant continuously, you do not do bhajan continuously, you read, speak or chant, if you don't do any of these things, then Maya steals your intelligence and then you tend to commit wrong activities, sinful activities you commit. This is why. So we know the Bhagavad Gita, but we do not realize the meaning of this shloka. To do the constantly devotee, constantly. You cannot say, oh, I have done my 2 hours bhajan enough, 22 hours you are going to do nonsense work. That is not bhajan. Continuously. How can I do? I have to go to office, work for Krishna. I earn money. With that money, I will serve Krishna. I will serve the Vaishnava. That is then that 8 hours is also bhakti because you are working for Krishna. I earn money. I go to picture halls. I go to cinema. Or I go to clubs. I go to waste money. That is a karma. You work for Krishna. Your wife cooks food for you. That is a karma. If she changes her concept, I cook for Krishna and offer you prasad. That 2 hours in kitchen is also bhakti. So you have to add Krishna in your life. You don't have to give up any activity. Just add Krishna. What is our problem here? What is the difficulty? Difficulty here, we don't want to change. That is our problem. We are stubborn. We are crooked in heart. That is our problem. We project ourselves as very elevated. We are the lowest of all. That is our problem. We are full of deceit. Kapat hamare hriday mein. We are kapat, deceit in our heart. That is our problem. So, Kirtana Sadhari, SSB Vaishnava, take hammering, SSB Vaishnava, do Nirantar Bhajan. That will go away slowly, slowly. It will take time. Nothing is overnight. Just because today you took a bead bag, your initiative does not you become a saint. It takes years to become a saint. And those are taken for years. They have not become what you expect him to become. Oh, Prabhuji, you have taken your initiative. How you are behaving this way? Are people for 30 years initiative, they have not become Vaishnava. How do you expect them to change? Have patience, slowly. A person joins the school, it takes 10 years to pass the school. You don't expect him overnight to change. Slowly. And again, depends again on the sincerity of his bhajan. Depend how sincere he is going to do bhajan. How sincere he is in sadhana. That is also important. That child, how sincerely he studies, then with that colors he'll pass flying colors. So how sincerely you are studying the scripture, as a devotee, chanting, all these are very important part to help us elevate faster. Sometimes you can get double promotion, yes, but then that sadhana should be there, that association of mercy. Through mercy, anything can happen. But are we fit to take the mercy? That is important. Therefore, pure intelligence has come to his thought. I have given everything. The Supreme Lord has taken everything from me. All my possession, all my opulence, all my riches. But I have not given myself. I have not surrendered. That ego, I have not surrendered. Myself, that ego. I am thinking, this is mine and I have given. The Lord said, nothing yours, everything. That ego, Prabhu, everything belongs to you. That ego you have to surrender. That is real surrender. But I have not given myself. Thus he touched his own head and said to Lord, please accept your third footstep on my head. This means Atma Nivedan. He completely surrendered. That was that test. Now he passed. When you surrender yourself, people say, na, do bali kill, and offer. Bali means you kill.
Yeah.
You kill some animal and offer to the Lord.
Yeah.
So people say, do bali, sacrifice. Why don't you do bali of your body? What do you mean bali? Why don't you surrender to the spiritual mother? Why don't you surrender to Krishna? That is real bali. Surrendering yourself to the Lord. Why you want to kill poor creatures to first surrender? Kill your own ego and surrender to Lord. That is real bali. People don't understand the meaning of this. Why can't we surrender our ego to go to surrender to the Lord? That is called real bali.
So
Yes,
why Prabhu, especially my region from Bengal, they have a Kali Puja. Is a Kali, Kali Puja, Durga Puja. They have a Manasha Puja as well in my house.
Okay.
I'm talking about my house.
Okay.
And when I school going, and I go with my dad
Okay.
buy a goat,
Okay.
animal,
Okay.
because
Okay.
at that time I'm just school going.
Okay, no problem.
I talk to my dad. I need in the market,
Okay.
animal market, because I need a big one.
Okay.
Lot of money.
Okay.
So my dad always encourages as well, and he buy.
Okay. Okay.
And we are doing feed
Okay.
the go animals.
Okay.
And that day, one day the cut.
Okay.
Am I enjoying as well?
Okay.
So, but when I come Australia last 8-9 years, and I talk to, because before in Bangladesh I always earn money after
Okay.
finish
Okay.
the evening.
No
I
problem.
go.
Okay.
So when I coming, I'm lucky enough to touch in keep in
Okay,
touch with
okay.
Vaishnavas, then a little bit learning.
Okay.
Then I will realize why not cut myself and give it to God?
Yes.
Why animal?
Yes. That is
And
very
I
right.
talk to my dad and talk to my senior people who are the more scholar.
Mhm.
They don't have answer, but they just cut. And I fight here my local community as well. So Prabhu is really frustrating me. Could you please help
Sir.
me? What can I do?
Sir, the problem is all are in mode of ignorance. You come here, Hari Katha, chant. When the mode of goodness increases, the mode of passion and ignorance will go away. You cannot change others. Don't try to change others. Let them do whatever. You try to change your own self. You might become bad. What is the harm? People can criticize. So what? We are here to please the Lord, not people who are degraded. We do not want character certificate from people who are characterless. Our standard Gita, Ramayana, Bhagavad, not public opinion. We do not go as per what people can think. People will today appreciate you, the same people will criticize you tomorrow, and after a few days, when they have some work with you, they will start praising you. With praise and criticism, you are good or bad. But I have worked with you, you become very nice. Once I work with you, you become bad. After 5 months, again I have worked with you, again you become bad. So you are good or bad. That depends on my selfish motives. So I myself do not be a good or bad. It is all my selfish motive. This is how the people in the world are. So why are you getting affected? Because they have somebody, they will again praise you. They come close to you. Once the work is up, they'll kick you. So you'll be always unhappy if you're affected by all these things. This thing will happen. Why should you bother? Understood? Don't worry. Public opinion. Public opinion keeps changing.
But if it is my family, what can I do?
You say, you do what you want. I have no objection. But I will not take, I will not do, that's okay.
Okay.
I cannot stop anybody. You take, you have, I have no problems. But I will increase your sadhana. By your sadhana, when it increases, the effects of the bhajan will be so strong that their hearts will also change. Because Krishna will be forced to change their heart. I have seen this taking place with hundreds of people. There are some ladies were not taking, the husband were taking, the wives were taking. I never said, I just keep chanting, increase your sadhana. When the sadhana increase over a period of time, the husband heart changes, the wife's heart changes, everyone's heart changes. Don't worry, they will change. But you have to change yourself first. Do your sadhana first. Don't worry about all this thing. It's okay. I will not do, you take. I have no objection. You can take. How can I stop anybody? But let me do what I have to do. Okay, sir? And if you are still weak, still continue doing bhajan, Krishna will give you the strength. See, it is possible I may fall down. It's possible. After I maintain my 6 months, I am not taking. One day I taken, I could not control what happened. I was forced, whatever I have taken. Don't worry. Say, Krishna, I made a mistake. I apologize. I will try not to do. Be sincere. Repentance is, I will not try to do again. Don't give up bhajan. Still continue. Mistakes are bound to happen. People are weak. It is possible that even after taking a vow, they will tend to make mistakes. No problem. Accepting your mistake and rectifying them is a sign of greatness. People commit mistake, they don't admit, they cheat. That is deceit, hypocrisy, and hypocrite is never favored by the Lord. A person who has committed mistake, he accepts and he tries to change, he will get in mercy. He can even go to Golok. And but those are hypocrites and do and pretend that they are very good, they will never get in mercy. And a simple person like you will definitely get in mercy, I assure you. You are so simple in the heart that you will get in mercy. I promise you that. Very rare to find people as simple as you. It's okay, no problem. We can have mistakes, we can fall down, all things are okay. So what? We are not here to sit on or hit on the head. No. As you have to say, we are all very in Paramahansa stage we are. No. We may not do this activity, but we may do so many others. We may always criticize others. That is the worst. That is worse than everything. All the time finding faults in and criticizing. It is worse than eating meat also. Because your conscience is so polluted that you cannot do bhakti because we are always finding faults and criticizing others. This is the worst form of violence. I speak harsh words and make you cry. That is the worst form of violence. I will never progress in bhakti. We should understand all this. When one completely surrenders, completely dedicates himself to the Lord, he will become bereft of everyone and everything. Friends and relatives will abandon him and he will lose all his riches and physical strength. He will lose riches and everything will happen. When surrender, this is Krishna's mercy. Why he takes away? Because he wants to show how people are around you. Because you have riches, they were coming to you, they have no affection for you. You will realize the truth that nobody belongs to me except Krishna. Other they are all mine, all mine, all mine. You say, Krishna says, show me who is yours. They were all using you, they were all cheating you, but you never realized it. Now you started chanting, you have stood this sadhu sangh. Now I've opened the eyes. Om Magyanati Mirandase. You have cataract, I'm opening the eyes and showing you, see how they are. Then you, people who are sitting with you, then the bhajan will increase. I have practical experience, the bhajan will increase. People who are sitting with you, they will not feel like seeing you. And the more bhajan, they will even see you from afar and walk away. Why? Because they do not have the strength to face you. Your bhajan is so strong. You are surrounded by Yog Maya potency. They have no power to see your face. Krishna is protecting those rascals from seeing your face. He is so merciful on you. Even if you have taken initiation, there are 500 people who have taken initiation. For example, all are started with 4 rounds and 8 rounds. They started. Nobody starts with 64. All with 4 rounds and 6 rounds. They start slowly. Why I say we have to do minimum 64. Somebody should tell you have to rise to that minimum platform. I didn't tell you do overnight. I didn't tell you because nobody can do overnight. I know that. Maybe 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Someday you will come to that platform. But if you don't know, you will never rise. You will say this is the highest I'm doing, and you have pride of it. Understand? So I have to tell you the truth. The minimum is 64, and then if you read Harinam Chintamani, the last chapter, there Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, you have to come to a level of 192. I am not asking you to come to one. At least do minimum 64. Leave less on the mercy of the Lord. Come slowly, slowly. Associate here, read, chant.
By the way, 192 means 22 hours of chanting.
Probably it's not that way. It is. I'm just telling you. It is all practice. If you are being practiced, see when you chant more. See when practice speed increases. With
No need to
practice,
have Japamala, it keeps going in
yes,
your mind.
practice speed increases. You can in 4 hours or 4.5 hours you can do 64 rounds, and if you are continuously doing in 9 hours you can do say 128 rounds, and in 13 or 14 hours you can do 128 rounds. Still you have 10 hours, 4 to 6 hours, 5 6 hours to sleep, and for other material work, whatever you want. Because the moment your bhajan grows, your sleep, mercy flows from Acharya. Even your tendency, you should be sleeping 8 hours today. For example, in 5 hours you say sleep is sufficient. Laziness, inertia, all will stop. You cannot do it on your own. If you used to sleep 8 hours, I say sleep 5 hours, you will fall sick. But when the bhajan increases, this mercy flows. You will sleep only 6 hours. Then you say 5 hours. Then 4. You say 4 hours is more than sufficient. This is how mercy flows. You just try to increase your bhajan. The rest automatically will follow. Don't try to artificially do what they have done. I should do. They were in an elevated stage. You just increase your bhajan slowly, slowly, slowly. Hear Hari Katha at the same time, speak Hari Katha, and whatever will flow by mercy. The Lord knows you are incapable, but you have sincerely tried. Even if you could not do 64, you have tried whatever time, you could only do 40 rounds, you could not do beyond, because but a sincere try. Still you will get mercy and go back to God, because Krishna is effort oriented, not result oriented. He sees the efforts, how sincerely you are doing. Even with 40 rounds, you can go back to Krishna. Not that you have to do 60, you can go back. But you have to be sincere. But we waste time talking nonsense, discussing reality, fight with husband, wife, fight because of third person. What nonsense here? Because of third person, he is good, he will say he is bad. We are fighting for third person. Where is the love sacrifice for each other? Why are we discussing reality? Why are we discussing friends? What will you get? Your heart will pollute it. Discuss Hari Katha. Love will develop. You will come more closer to each other. That is what is required. But we discuss everything except Hari Katha. And then we fight. Every time you start discussing with anybody, it ends up in fight. I have seen it with so many people. They said they'll discuss Hari Katha, then there is never a problem.
We always fight.
Then you should not. You should discuss Hari Katha. Then all fights are over.
So you see,
But
we
what you have
can
to fight?
practice all this here, but we go to India, for example, and just with family. We can't maintain the same thing because their way of living is a little bit different from ours. Then we face problems.
When you go there, you don't have to reply to them. You keep chanting. What is necessary to reply? They will say, "Oh, you are so boring. People will stop talking to you." They will stop talking to you. It's good now. Why do you want people to be close to you? Only devotee will be
Whenever
close to
I
you.
go out, they saw this fellow, you go away because he's always
This is what happened with me. People should, I should discuss Hari Katha. Mataji, listen. When people should
At least they should not obstruct us
I
doing
agree.
it.
So what? Why are we here to please people who are demonic, or we here to please Krishna?
We had this problem initially,
So
2 years
they will
back.
say you are bored. You discuss Hari Katha, beta. They will say, all the time she's boring. I don't want to go.
Nowadays,
They will
when we
stop
go to
coming.
temples, they don't come with us because all these people spend a lot of time in
Each one
temples.
has to go through his own journey. Each one has to go through.
They don't
Don't worry whether they come or they don't come. We have to do. You do your duty. You do your own journey. You get out of this material world. Don't worry whether they are coming or they are not coming. Each one has his own journey. He has to go alone. Nobody. So do your journey. It's okay. What happens? Don't be desperate. Meet them, say, Hare Krishna, how are you? They will not talk to you because you will discuss Hari Katha. They'll walk away. So you have time to do bhajan. You have time to read. So this is the principle.
No, but when there is a big family gathering for a common
So you
things,
can keep a contact.
we have to adjust with them. They say you can't do, you can't do
Okay,
whatever you
okay.
want.
How long? 1 hour you can talk to them. 1 hour, 2 hours. In 24 hours, even if you give 2 hours to them, you cannot give 24 hours to them. See, 6 hours you sleep. 2 hours you give to your friends and relatives. How many hours are left? 16 hours. You mean 16 hours you can't do bhajan? You can do. Even 7-8 hours I give you for your office work or for your home, other work. Still there are 7-8 hours. That is more than sufficient to bhajan. If we want to do, there are hundreds of excuses for doing. And if we don't want to do, there are hundreds of excuses for not doing. Are we sincere? Are we ready to do? That is important. What they are not is not important. It is are we sincere? That is important. If we are sincere, Krishna will help us, he will give us the intelligence. If we are not sincere, he will take away intelligence and he will cheat us. Because we want to be cheated, that's how we are cheated. If we are sincere, we will be helped. When one completely surrenders, completely dedicates himself to the Lord, he will become beloved of everyone and everything. I was saying so. Even if you have God brothers, the bhajan increases from section 20, 25, 32 rounds. He is doing still 4 rounds. He will not be able to agree with you. He will also drift away from you. You come to 64, he is still in 4 rounds. He won't even like to see of a person, a first standard child. Can he see a 10th standard child? Because there is a big difference mentally. So your bhajan has come, you have come to 80 rounds. He is doing only 10 rounds. After 20 years, you are doing 80 rounds. So your thinking is separate and his thinking is still separate. Even he will go away. So what? That's also okay. Only those who are on your level will come close to you. Those who are not on your platform, they will all go away from you. This is Krishna arrangement. Understand, sir? Don't let this happen. God brother will go away. God sister will go away. God brother will criticize you. God said, because a person of 2nd standard or 3rd standard will criticize a 10th standard person. Because 10th standard student will think in a higher level. He will think on the lower level. He cannot match with his intelligence. So he is going to criticize him. That's going to happen. So why are you upset? Because his level of 2nd and 3rd, you are on the 10th standard. So why you should feel upset? If you feel upset of 10th standard student, feel upset with the 2nd standard student, then I think that 10th standard is a fool. He should say he is 2nd standard. Why should I feel upset? His level is low. Okay, God brother go away. God sister says, okay, no problem. You will come. Krishna will send. Why are you worried? When one completely surrenders, completely dedicates himself to the Lord, he will become beloved of everyone and everything. Everything will be taken away. Friends and relatives will abandon him and he will lose all his riches and physical strength. The Supreme Lord is all he has. So the devotee takes shelter of him because when nothing, then he surrenders. Now you cannot surrender. Oh no, I have to take care of them. I have to take them. When you got kicks from everybody, then you say, no, I will take only Krishna name. I don't want anybody. Because this is what the material world has been designed to frustrate us. Has been created to frustrate us, not to give you happiness. The word 8 chapter 15 number show is under as Dukhalyam and Ashashvatam, the place of misery. In place of misery, you can't give happy prayer. This name is given by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, not by me. Is Dukhalyam. So you are going to be frustrated in each and every step. So what is this great about it? You should be mentally prepared for it. When you can to give Hari Katha, you don't listen and come the shelter of Krishna. We show you the proof. Give you the proof. See, because you are chanting, you are being protected. Lord, take shelter of the Lord completely. Come surrender. You say no. Then the third thing, to whom you are attached, that thing is taken away or you are kicked by that very person. Vibhishan, Hanuman told him Katha. He didn't go to the Lord. The whole of Lanka burned, but Vibhishan's house didn't burn. He said, why are you afraid of Ravan? Can't you see the whole Lanka is burning? Only your house is because you are chanting Ram Nam. He said, no, you still afraid to go? But he had attacked, no, how can I give up my brother? The same brother kicked him. This is the mercy. And because if he were not kicked, he would not take shelter of the Lord. When material world kicks you, then you take shelter of the Lord. Oh, we don't want to give up material world. See, this is Lord mercy. He drags you. He drags you. You show your sincere brother, the Lord will drag you. You cannot give up on your own. So you should accept it as a mercy. So when you hear Hari Katha, your vision changes. you see everything as a mercy. Then you don't grumble. This vision is required. So constant bhajan is required. Reading, speaking and chanting. Hearing, speaking and chanting. Kirtan is very important. Speaking Hari Katha. What you heard, speak to others. When you speak, you will be able to remember. People say, forget. But you speak now. You speak to 2-3 people. They may not become devotee, may not have, may not affect them. But your heart has become clear. Krishna made you speak Katha 3 or 4 times. Your heart has been clear. Why don't you see that? Even if I speak, nobody listens, nobody becomes a devotee, it's okay. But you have spoken Katha 3 to 4 times, your heart has been clear. Krishna has come here. What else do you want? This isn't this a mercy on you? Why are you worried? If everyone would have become a devotee, you would have pride. See, oh, I speak, everybody becomes a devotee. Krishna says, only by my mercy they become devotee, not by your endeavor. Don't have the pride. I am making devotees, you are not making devotees. My mercy they are becoming. That is what you have to understand.
Just the soldiers in the army. Mahaprabhu is the general. Yeah, that's how you have to look at. He's the general. He is just the soldier.
That is the test. And Balim passed the test. His spiritual master Shukracharya cursed him. You cannot keep your promise. You will be proved untruthful. You will go to hell and suffer. Still Balim Maharaj tolerated everything. All that, let me have this suffering. Let me go to hell and suffer there. But I cannot give up my promise. I cannot be untruthful. I must keep my promise at any cost. Thus Balim Maharaj completely surrendered and offered his head for the Lord to place in his third footstep. Thus he did not give up his truthfulness. Here the Supreme Lord admit it was certainly with pretension that I spoke about religious principles, but he did not give up religious principles, for he is true to his word. Bali Maharaj passed us that the Supreme Lord pretended, but Bali Maharaj did not give up his religious principles. He was true to his word. He had the strength to tolerate all rebukes and insults, all suffering and all pain. He tolerated everything. Just tolerate and cooperate is our mantra. One should develop the power of tolerance like Balima. Therefore Mahaprabhu's teaching, Tanadupi Sunechen, Karorupi Sajna, Aman Manik Kital Chari. If you want to do Hari Bhajan without duplicity, accepting, being simple, accepting your faults, that is duplicity. Not trying to show something and you are something, accepting your weaknesses, accepting your faults and trying to rectify. Prabhu, I have weaknesses in my heart, but you can give me the strength to overcome. I cannot overcome by my own endeavor. I need your strength. That is what is, and do Harinam, and you see how strength comes. With a simple heart, becoming simple is the most difficult thing in the world. People are not simple at all. They are very crooked, they are duplicitous. Nobody admits, oh, I am the best, nobody like me. This is not bhakti. People compete, look down. Here we cooperate, we don't look down. We tolerate and cooperate. Material, there is competition. And also devotees, there is competition. Why should there be competition within devotee? Competition, looking down on one another. We cooperate, help one another. Not looking down on one another. Even among devotees, this is what we make mistake. We compete with them. If you are serving somebody, I should help you in serving. Not that I take away, say, oh, I should do, you should not do. I will go in front, you will not go. This is not Vaishnavism again. We are degraded people. We only want to be heard. Oh, what a big devotee you are. What a nice person you are. You only want to hear this. That's all. We are ego. And people pamper our ego. That you give money. Oh, Prabhu, take this so much money. $500, $1,000. Why you praise me in front of everybody? We are paying to be praised. We have ego. They are not. And Vaishnav, who cannot hammer you on the head, who cannot make you humble, he is a rascal who will come in the form of Vaishnav to take money from you. Give him up. A Vaishnava will never praise, he will hit you on the head, he will make you humble, he will make you a devotee. That is the quality of a Vaishnava. A pure heart, Nishkapat Bhajan. Nishkapat Bhajan means, I am doing bhajan to get this benefit, that benefit. Once that I get from the Lord, I stop going to the temple, I stop chanting. That is again kapat. If I come to a house, for 1 year I am coming. Oh Prabhu, how nice, you will give me whatever I want. So closer. After I stop coming. Prabhu, what happened? No, I don't get time. It means I have had duplicity in the heart. I had kapat in my heart. This is what we are doing with the Lord. Acha, you ask Lord. He helped you now. Now be grateful and thankful. But in more bhajan, on the contrary, we stop doing. We stop going. We stop chanting. This is where we tend to go wrong. Rather being grateful. How can you be grateful by glorifying Him more? We stop doing. This is called kapat bhajan. I decided business. I only came to you for my benefit. Now my work is over. I do not know who you are. And when I have problem after 1 year or 2 years, again I will come to you. This is not bhakti. People say, who is a devotee going to temple? With what intention is going to temple? Does he have the right concept? Has he developed bhakti love? He is going for some benefit. He is just in that, but you go to a grocer shop, baniya shop, he will give you something and take money. He is going for that purpose. He is not going to love the Lord. So he is not a bhakt at all. It appears to be going to temple, but he is not a devotee because he does not go to love the Lord. He goes for some material benefit, and once he gets the benefit, he stops going. That is called this kapat bhakti. In fact, that is kapat. That is not even bhakti also. Just 1 minute, sir.
No, he needs to go to work at 9.
Oh,
One
You
minute.
finish this one.
Acha, Krishna knows it. He is there in your heart. Krishna knows the bhav, the intention in your heart. Krishna sees your heart. He does not see your lips, what you speak. We all speak big words. Try to impress others, but Krishna sees your heart. Don't be impressed by big words what people are talking. Anybody can speak big word, but Krishna will award you as per your heart. He sees your heart. That's why I say always transform your heart. This is heart surgery. This is real heart surgery. What this book is, the acharyas are doing. Cleaning the heart of all the material dirt. This is heart surgery. You will face many severe tests. Are you pretending and duplicity is in your heart, or do you have a simple heart? Are you pretending, or you have a simple heart? This will be tested whether you really want Krishna, material enjoyment or liberation. People, some want liberation, some want material enjoyment, but nobody wants Krishna. Then why will you Krishna give himself to you? Let us admit nobody wants Krishna. We all want from Krishna, but I want one for my father. But I don't want my father. That's it again. My father go to hell. The son says, Papa, I want this from you. Give me this. You give. Now you go to hell. I don't want you. How will you feel? This is what we do with Krishna. I want this from you, this from you. Now I don't need you. That will be tested in the end. Hare Krishna, we end over here. And tomorrow I continue with this book. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow I continue with this book, because this is the most important thing that we must have. But I cannot complete, of course, because just 2 days are left. But take whatever you can. If it touches your heart and you are transformed, I will be the most thankful person. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatu bhesha. Kripa sindhu bhajo. Pati tanam pavane bhajo. Vaishnav bhajo namo. Please forgive me. I have not intended this katha to hurt anybody. It's just general, and it was for myself, for my own purification. I have done not to hurt anybody. If anybody has felt hurt, I apologize. Please forgive me.
Please sit for 10 minutes. We'll just